All right, what's good, guys? We're midway through the summer of 2020. We're, you know, surviving the coronavirus epidemic, and we're still playing Warhammer. So I've got some games here from the community. I've got games from Navarre, from Sixth, and from Menace that I'm going to showcase. Maybe at the end I will also show a game between myself and Boomshada from earlier today, which was a good amount of fun. So let's get into it. First one's from Navarre. He's playing with Time Lord going up against Pinchy and Mortos, playing Skaven and Bertonia respectively. Skaven and Bertonia. I don't know if I did the words correctly. From Navarre, we've got Mr. Ungrim himself, rocking the red beard. We've got Felix and Gotrek. On the other side, there is looks like a Plague Priest or a Priest of Ruin. I can't remember exactly. From the unit card, and I'm guessing we're going to see Ika Claw from Time Lord, and I don't know what we'll see from the Bretonnian player. We're playing on Herod Rage, which is typically sort of a defensive type of map. I say defensive because there's sort of a choke point between the trees, which tends to lend itself well to artillery, and then you put you put your troops in the trees on either flank. So that's why I say it's a fairly defensive map. And we'll see how it actually plays out. So what do we have here? We've got a Warp Lightning Cannon, the Zap Zap, and then some regular cannons over here. On the other side, we've got Plague Claw catapults, which are going to set up in the trees. And then lots of Skaven nastiness in the back, some Rat Ogres, some Death Squads, some Jezzails, Rattling Gunners, all that jazz. We've got a Damsel of Life, a Field Trebuchet, just a regular one, and then on the far side it's Alberic rocking the good old-fashioned horse. I wish we would see that a little bit more often, like actually Bretonnian lords on a horse instead of on those flying mounts all the time. We've got Questing Knights, Grail Knights, and Spearmen. So you see this a lot. People try and flank with their cavalry, but here he's outrun his spear screen. So you usually want your cavalry to be your hammers and your spears to be your anvils. But if you're ahead of your anvils, you don't have stuff to lock things up. But we'll see how that works out for him. Slay is over here. We've got the Doom Flayers as well. The Avalanche Mortars are taking a beating right now from the Warp Lightning Cannon and from the other cannons. This could be an issue though. Jezzails are getting in range of the doors. They could potentially snipe out those cannons. I don't know. I think they're focusing the Longbeards right now, which is a bit of a strange choice. Or the Hellpit maybe? The Hellpit's in the woods too. I don't know what they're shooting at, but I don't think it's an effective use of their ammo. We'll see. In the back, we've got some Skaven Slay Spears, which are screening out the Mounted Yeoman Archers. Those are just completely suicide. Unit from Time Lord, which is it's a tactical suicide. Like he just wants them to shoot at something that's not very valuable. Here comes the Dorthing Menace. Is going to use his mass to try and just get right through these spears, and actually seemed to have no problem whatsoever. It just went right through the spears as if they weren't even there. Damsel of Life trying to tag them, but Time Lord is force pathing his way through there, and he does get a nice charge into the Peasant Bowman, and it's provoking a response from the Bretonnians. They're not really liking it. They send the Grail Knights to go deal with that. Skaven Slays and other things to get rear charged in the back, but that's not too important just yet. Over here we have Time Lord Skaven Slaves coming over to support the Dwarfs on the right flank. Dwarf Warrior is getting locked up with a bunch of Skaven Slaves and other things, and the Hell Pit has emerged from the pit, I guess, the tree pit, I don't know. In the back, the Plague Claw catapults are very much alive and well and firing in, and guns, just drilling in on the Dwarfs right now. They are not doing a lot of damage from what I can tell though. I don't know what they're trying to hit. Rat Ogres are trying to flank, but again, there's no screen for the Rat Ogres, so you got to be careful with Rat Ogres because they are sort of single. Well, they're monstrous infantry, right? So they don't have a lot of bodies. They can get surrounded fairly easily, and certainly Dragonback Slayers are going to cut them up really hard. That's going to be a throwaway of a whole bunch of units there, so it'll be painful. Here come the Questing Knights. They're getting into the cannons in the back for the Dwarfs. Both of the cannons are getting locked up here. So that's pretty punishing for the Dwarfs to lose their cannons here. Ikit and the Hell Pit are going to try and put a band-aid on this sketchy situation for the Dwarfs and Skaven team. And they're going to give it out as much as they take it. Alberic's taking a beating right here. Plague Claws are also bombing in there, maybe doing a bit of friendly flyer damage on the Questing Knights. We'll see how that goes. This far flank is kind of falling apart for the Skaven, as far as I can tell. Looks like they've fallen over to support the Dwarves, but a lot of units I'm seeing here are running. I know they're just chaffs, Skaven slaves like across the board. So I think the real fight is going to be in here with the Death Ball with Ungrim, the Hell Pit Abomination, and Co. going up against Alberic and his brave knights. The Plague Monks and other things are going to get a full surround on these knights, and the knights are not really being able to cycle charge right now. Did they just get erased off the face of the earth? I just saw their unit banner disappear. Wow. Now Alberic's in tough because he's got the Hell Pit Abomination, he's got Ikit, he's got Ungrim. That's a lot of anti-large potential over there, and he's getting smashed right now. I don't know where the Damsel of Life has gone to, if she's going to be able to bail him out here. I'm looking around the map, and I'm seeing that she's way in the back line chasing off the Dwarfling Menace. So I think she needed to be with Alberic. Something else could have been taking care of the Dwarfling Menace. That was kind of, I mean, the reason why you bring the Damsel is to heal your Cav and your Lord, and so she was not where I think she needed to be there. So yeah, so Alberic goes down. Hell Pits and other things are pretty healthy. Avalanche Moor is just raining in on the Dwarves. These have been a real, I guess, pain in the butt for the Dwarves to deal with, but there's only 2 models left there, so not too bad. Plague Claws are also raining in though, and chipping down some Bugmans and other things, I guess. But we'll see how the ammunition situation goes. I know the Hell Pit can be a big issue for Bretonnia to deal with if they don't have a lot of archer fire. Let's take a look at what they have. They have fire arrows over there and fire arrows over there, so those will be very helpful against the regen capabilities of the Hell Pit. Hi Nameless, how's it going, man? So Gracier of Plague is running for his life from Ikit, and the Hell Pit is hot in pursuit as well. May be a little pissed off about all the experiments that have been done on him. By the way, I guess that doesn't make too much sense because that's a Plague Priest, and I think Hell Pits are supposed to be like contraptions of Molder, which is I don't think it's Plague Priest, but anyway. Okay, so yeah, I think this is just anarchy in here. The sort of defensive pocket that the Dwarves had has fallen apart. Now it's really up to these sort of single entity monsters, like the Hell Pit. Ongrim's not a monster, but he's a single entity, and he's kind of a monster in combat. And then Gotrek and Felix, so they're just going to have to deal with hordes and hordes of Bretonnian chaff, and they can do it. If they can stay together, they can do it. Plague Priest is being chased across the entire map by a relentless Hell Pit, just going through summon after summon and just using its mass to sort of play some bully ball to get to where it needs to be. I guess in this case it did escape a little bit, but yeah, Council Guard and other things have been able to lock up the Warlock Giselles, and the Giselles are going to be really important because those are probably the best answers that are on the floor to deal with Ongrim and Gotrex and Felix, aside from, I guess, just tons and tons of numbers. Bounce Bar is in favor of Skaven and Bretonnians at the moment, so a little bit of an uphill battle here for Ikit, the Hell Pit, and the Dwarfs, I would think. Ikit is trying to chase. He doesn't have the best of mass, but he does have a jetpack, so that's something. And he's fairly mobile. Let's check out his speed. He's got 40 speed, but I think he's got this weird animation with the jetpack that makes him seem faster than he actually is. I don't know. Let's see if I can see the jetpack go into action here. Not yet. He's letting me down. He's getting stage fright. That's what it is, because I'm on stream. Over here we've got Ongrim, Gotrek, Felix. Just look absolutely surrounded. Fighting just so many rats, so many Bretonnians, and all you see is just blood and a few things like bouncing around every once in a while. And they seem to be doing okay. The heals of Felix are really clutch in this. And yeah, amazingly, this little pocket, the 3 little dwarves, have been able to just kill just unlimited hordes of Bretonnians and Skavens. I guess to the point where that they just shattered. They didn't actually have to kill them all, they just had to break their spirits. So Grill Knights here. are trying to interrupt Ikit and the Plague Priest and the Hell Pit. I don't know, where did the Hell Pit go? Is the Hell Pit dead? They were the it's the Bretonian archers with the fire damage. Maybe they killed the Hell Pit. Yeah, they did. Look, that's the corpse of the Hell Pit. So he did get taken out by the Grell Knights and the archers, I guess, just before he got to the Field Trebuchet. And there's the Lifecaster here as well. I don't know. She'll probably have to use her Winds of Magic on these Grell Knights. Grell Knights are known for their charge bonus, though. 78 charge bonus, and here they're kind of just grinding in combat with these units here. So they would be much happier to be cycling something, but it's hard to cycle charge individual entities like a Ungram, a Gotrek, or a Felix. That's not really their shtick. They want to be charging lines of infantry and or other cav, and there's none of that to be found. So kind of an awkward situation for them. Balance bar still in favor of Bretonia and Skaven. The Gracier Plague is still very healthy. So the Skaven leadership seems okay. Bretonian leadership is a bit more dicey right now because remember, Alberic is dead. So even though they have all these numbers, the Spearmen and other things, I mean, the challenge is convincing them to fight. And if you don't have your lord and you haven't fed your peasants in a couple of weeks, unless you get them really drunk, chances are they're just gonna leave. And I think the Bretonians ran out of wine. So there you go. Gracier Plague is getting chipped down, but also beating down the Warlock Engineer and Ikit. And I mean, at the end of the day, it is a chariot. It's got 200 weapon strength, anti-infantry, a lot of mass. It can bumper cart Ikit and stuff decently well. And yeah, it's doing that. The full surround and the bumper cars, the presence of the hero to stabilize the leadership has been able to just keep these Grell Knights fighting for long enough to pressure out the Skaven leadership. And I think Skaven leadership is almost done. Now it's really just the dwarves, and they're going to head to the trees and become wood dwarves, just like the wood elves, except hairier chests. And do they even have hairy chests, or is Gotrek wax? I think Gotrek is waxing. I called it. His tattoos and wax. Ungram, how about him? Does he wax? What's he doing? I don't know. You can't tell with him. He likes to. He's wearing clothes, so cheating. Over here we've got just basically everything versus these three lunatics in the woods, and I can see why Navarre sent me this replay, because he likes these characters and he's a dwarf guy, and they are certainly shining here. So this is kind of smart. If you do have individual entities, though, I want to point this out. You can use the tree as like an extra body to kind of like keep your guys fighting around the tree, because it makes it harder for them to sort of get a full surround on you. It's almost like you're fighting with your back to the wall. And so these characters are basically able to fight like 2 or 3 models at a time instead of getting like fully surrounded, and he's keeping them like really kind of tight formation. What he doesn't want is, well, like this, and Gotrek is getting a little bit isolated here. Here's going to pull him back, and yeah, if they can fight like shoulder to shoulder, they might be able to grind down this stuff. Let's take a look at their kill counts now. Gotrek is or Ungram's up to like 100 200 kills now. Gotrek is trying not to slag too far behind. He's got about 100 of his own. Felix is wavering. They need him to stay alive for the heals. He is going to break, though, and the Gracier Plague, I'm assuming, is not going to let him return. I certainly wouldn't if I was Skiven. So, yeah, I mean, they're still going strong. Balance bar is still very much in favor of Bretonians, and, I mean, can they pull it out? We'll see. How many kills are these guys going to get at the end of this? Oh my god, they're both over 200. Any bets on if Ungram or Gotrek's going to get more kills? Gotrek's at 230 now. They've been kind of shoulder to shoulder right now, so I guess he's got more killing power than Ungram? I don't know. Alright, so Bretonians and Skaven are kind of like, what the hell, man? We've been shooting you for days. It's not really working. they've fallen back. They're gonna try and rethink their strategy. They're kind of out of combat troops, really. I mean, they got the artillery, so they're gonna try and use the artillery ammo, but they're probably not gonna hit much of anything here. They've got some crappy spears, which is gonna be hard. The only thing that can really do any damage, I think, is probably the Gracier Plague, and he has mass, so maybe he can cycle charge. LOL. Tries to scorch. It's cheeky. The Damsel of Life could maybe cycle charge a little bit, and the Damsel of Life can heal the Gracier Plague if he has Winds of Magic. He does have regrowth and Earthblood. Maybe. I mean, I do want to see the end of this game, but I got other replays, and I don't want it to like stall out here. So if there's no action, I might concede. I might have to bring this one to a close and move on to the next game. Okay, so we're gonna see some Scorch. Some Scorch go down here from the Plague Priest. And they're going to reposition their thinking. They're thinking. They don't want to fight. Oh, come on, man. I want to end to this game. All right, here we go. Dwarves are being aggressors, kind of. Are we just waiting? I guess they're just waiting for the artillery to finish shooting. Bear with me, guys. We'll wait for these final shots because it is a close game. I do want to see the end of this. I think the Dwarfs are going to take it. I mean, unless this guy learns how to cycle charge really effectively, which he could. I mean, this artillery is not doing anything. This guy's clearly standing behind a tree. So, yeah. All right, they're out of shots. So I think they're going to fight now. I hope. Please fight. They're going to regroup here. They're going to regroup. The rats and the Skaven. Get it? That's a men at arms calling them rats. No, that's kind of bad. That's dumb. Never mind. Okay, so finally they're attacking. I think. Oh my god. Oh my god. Please attack. Thank you. Okay. Hopefully you just fast forward all of that if you're watching on YouTube, because that was a large pocket of absolutely nothing. So the Lifecaster charges in there. I think she got there before her troops did. So she ran away because she got hit. I think she probably could have just... I don't know, man. Maybe she could have just stayed close to the Bretonnians. Yeah, I think they just need her there for the leadership. This is the guy who's got to do the work. There's the Gracier Plague, and he's not charging right now. Like, he's got a cycle charge while these guys are fighting other stuff. There he goes. He gets in a charge there. That's perfect. They did try and react, but they could not in time. Let's see if he goes in again. Here, he just did a little smackaroo. But yeah, balance bar is going in favor of the Dwarfs now because they are starting to chip down all of these other things. It's up to 256 to 300 on Gotrek. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. This is filthy. So they don't have heals anymore because Felix is gone. Balance bar, yeah, it crept back towards the middle for a second there, but then it went wildly back again. This guy... I don't know if he took a hit there or something. He's really low, though. So I guess the Skaven player is trying to play it quote-unquote safe at this point. He's going to run away, but the balance power is done. So if you like dwarves swinging axes, that was your game. 354 on Gotrek, 290 on Ungrim, and 106 on Felix. That was savage. We saw some nice stuff from Time Lord there, too. Ikit and... The Dwarf Thing Menace were pretty cool, and the Help Hit was nice as well. Close game. I mean, these guys played a really good game, too. They pushed Time Lord and Navarre really to the limit. They just didn't have an answer for individual entities, so you got to think about that. The Warlock Giselles were the answer for Skaven, but they weren't used on the targets they need to be used on. And for the Bretonnians, they had Alberic, but he didn't receive heals from the Lifecaster, so they lost their sort of duelist potential. So yeah, cool stuff there. Let's go on to the next one from Navarre. We've got Time Lord, Navarre, and Costas going up against three randoms, I guess. Architect Crambo, Mad Goblin, and Prometheus. I say randoms. I don't know if they actually are, but I don't personally know them, so we'll see. Alright, so this time we've got the Ironbreakers, the Dragonback Slayers, the Warriors of Dragonfire Pass, Coralers Cannon, and then the Strigoi, Chaff, and Terrorgeist. And then some Calf. Pretty balanced vampire army. A vampire Chaff is just so bad. Like, I don't even know if the Chaff is worth the cost of the Chaff. It's just so bad. It's slow, it dies, it never really wins. I don't know. It's cool though, it feels thematic. So, Grudge Stores in the back, we got the Thunderers here. We're seeing a Gyrocopter build, which is kind of cool. 2 Gyrocopters, Iron Drakes in the back, and Thorgrim Grudgebearer with the Hammers. So this is kind of a different army. I'm guessing this is Navarre's army over here with Ongrim Felix Gotrek. Seems like he was in that kind of a mood. Then we've got the cannons, a bit more traditional Dwarf army, let's say. Dragonback Slayers, Dwarf Warriors, and all that jazz. Over here, I think Costas is playing Empire. I could be wrong, but he usually plays Empire, and he also usually plays the sub-faction, so I assume that's him. He does have Marcus Wolfheart, and a Hellstorm Rocket Battery, and Chaff across the board. And then on the High Elves, we've got Lifecaster in the back, Spears, Seaguard, those new Ranger units, which are very good at clearing out Skelly Chaff. Terrorgeist and the Strigoi are mounted up in the air. So the Strigoi is on the bat. The Terrorgeist is not the zombie dragon, which is a little bit of a different pick for a Flying Lord, I guess. You got Black Knights in the back and Blood Knights. And then a Spellsinger of Life, and Teclis is off to the races, just being a jerk, as he is known to do. There's a Dire Pack in the back, which could be a nasty little surprise for these guys if there was anything to follow it up with damage, and it doesn't look like there is. There's no Slayers that I am seeing back here. Interestingly, it looks like Teclis and Co. flew right past the Gyrocopters. They didn't even care. They just wanted to shut down these Grudge Stores immediately. And that was super easy for them. There was nothing there to stop them. The Thunderers are going back, but by the time the Thunderers get there, Teclis and his other birdie friend will be long gone. Strigoi is taking some shots over here from the archers who are nestled in the woods. Some of those shots will probably hit the trees. Nameless, drop it in the replays channel if you want me to cast it, and if I've missed it, I will cast it in this replay. Whatever I miss, just throw it in the replays channel. Durthu is here. We got Branch Wraith and Winterheart Guards and stuff across the board. So what else? They're taking a beating here. These are Way Watchers, and Deepwood Scouts, but they're being used kind of like Glade Guard, sort of as a mid-line infantry. If you're gonna have Way Watchers and stuff like that, I mean. You kind of want to do sneaky stuff with them and have them doing important. I think they're trying to snipe Ongrim. I think that's what the Way Watchers are trying to snipe, or maybe they're trying to snipe the cannon. No, I don't know, but it looks like they're not doing a whole lot of too much right there. They're also taking crossfire from the Black Alliance, which are shooting them from Costas. Costas is also shooting in on this Terrorgeist. And doing some nice work there, pinning it down with the Spearmen and the Empire Knights. Over here, Durthu is trying to claim the woods, but he's in tough. I mean, that's a lot of troops around him. Strigoi is trying to help him out here, but there's not enough infantry support, I think. They need Graveguard in here. Graveguard is the only thing that's going to clear Spearmen and Rangers. And people don't bring Graveguard, I guess, as vampires anymore. I don't know why. They're expensive, I guess, and they're kind of slow, and you gotta heal them, so I get it. The Bat's gonna take off. Balance fire even here. Thunderers have moved into range. They're gonna add some support here to where the Way Watchers once were, and the Deepwood Scouts. There's still 28 unit models left here, but here comes a rear charge from Time Lord going into the back of these Thunderers. That's gonna connect. Dwarf Warriors are nearby, so they'll be able to screen. So it's just a little touch and go. Skirmishers over here on the flank. Teclis is completely fine because he's broken, but there we go. And his co-pigeon, also broken, is brokenly happy. Thorgrim's chilling out in the woods. I think he should be in here dropping those fat buffs around his troops. The Iron Drakes are trying to shoot the pigeon, I think. Doesn't the pigeon have like major fire resistance? I think it's like 70% fire resistance. Yeah, 70%. So they're just kind of wasting their time shooting the Flamespire Phoenix. Or is that what they're shooting? Or are they no? Maybe they're shooting these Iron Breakers. Okay, that's fine. Okay, shoot Iron Breakers. That makes sense. Cost is going to work with his Empire Knights. He's going to get a nice rear charge in here on the Direwolves, potentially, if he can connect with them. Direwolves are going to rear charge, but I think get rear charged in the turn. Dwarf Warriors are here. Just a lot of action across the board. Apologies if I'm missing bits and pieces here. It's hard to keep tabs on everything. Black Knights, so it looks like they've shown up and been able to break off some things. Important development here. We've got the Mage of Life that's fallen to the woods. I say important, but it doesn't really matter because there's techless anyways, so it's not like they're hurting for heals. Interestingly, on this Lifecaster, it's only Earthblood. There's no regrowth over here, so I guess the dedicated role of that Lifecaster was just to keep the spears and other things online. Maybe the Branch Wraith dropped the Pendulum or something in here. No, he doesn't have Pendulum, so for me that's like a default pick on him. Yeah, double caster, interesting. Regrowth on the Life Caster and Earthblood on the Branch Wraith. I don't know, it just seems kind of a overkill to me. But you got Durthu in here. Strigai's doing okay, but like, I mean, that's not really... I don't think that's the best use of the Strigoi, just playing some Rangers. It's going to just take him too long to kill all that unit. It's not that important. It's only 500 gold. So the Thunder is getting chipped down here. Flamespire, totally fine. I think if there was a net or something, that could maybe cause Techless to think about it a little bit. But as it is, they're just diving into Thunderers, no problem, taking them out. Eternal Guard are here with Spears, which is supposed to be an anti-large unit. Techless and the Flamespire don't really care. They're being shot. They're doing whatever they want. And then on the far flank, we have Iron Drakes and more Iron Drakes. Still shooting in at these dwarves. Looks like they've been able to break some of the chaff here. But they've got their own troops like kind of mixed in here. And so they're probably roasting some of their own troops at the same time that they're roasting these troops. So I would like them to kind of spread out a little bit here and see if they can get some side shots in instead of trying to shoot like over the backs of their own troops. Maybe against other factions that works a little better, but these are dwarfs, and the dwarfs are kind of short too, so it's a little bit harder to get like a clear shot, I think. So Duth is here with the Blood Knights. He's going to be pushing in towards the Empire Cavalry, but he's also walking towards Marcus Wolfheart and a Light Wizard, which is usually not where you want to be going if you're a big bad monster, because Marcus kind of likes that. He's into that kind of thing. There's the Strigoi and the Terrorgeist. They're still decently healthy. This Terrorgeist over here is healing up. He's going to shut down this Bolt Thrower, but the Bolt Thrower's already dead and slash out of ammo, so it didn't really matter. Techless is just going around picking off all the missile units one at a time. The Gyrocopters are shooting at the Dwarf Ironbreakers, I think. And that heavy armor of the Ironbreakers is doing work here. Thunderers, I think their line of sight is being blocked by the Glade Riders to some extent, but they are also shooting. They're also partially obstructed by this column over here. So just a little bit of minor positioning thing could maybe open up a few more firing arcs for these dwarfs. But this is a problem for everyone right now. Techless and the Flamespire. And actually, here come the vampires. But this is tricky because you got a unit that regens versus two units that cause fire damage. So that's going to be painful, I would think. Strigoi can do damage. Oh, where's the Flamespire going? You don't want Techless in a 2v1. In a 2v2, I think you could probably take that fight. It would be close. I guess you do have the Thunderers there, so they're going to fall back. Not a bad option there. Go a little bit closer to the Light Wizard. If they can take the fight away from the Thunderers, it's going to be a much safer fight for Techless. There's a Lifecaster here as well. Treeman found Marcus Wolfheart. So, I guess he didn't care about the guy's little bow. I mean, Wood Elves are known for their bows, so... kind of looks like a wood elf bow. I feel like he stole it off some wood elf. You went in the woods one day and was like, hey, what's this? I don't know what the actual lore is behind Marcus Wolfhart's bow. But it's called the Amber Bow, I think. And the wood elves, isn't their whole thing like Amber? If you play campaign, you gotta collect Amber to build your buildings and special units. So yeah, I totally think he punked that off a wood elf. Anyway, so Strigoi and stuff are still running and playing with Techless. But Techless and the Flamespire looks like they've kind of split up. One's gone down, the other's gone up. One is fighting Durthu, which is kind of a crazy fight. Durthu is very strong. He's very strong. Like 491 weapon strength, AP, very very high melee attack. He will chop up the pigeon, no question. Marcus Wolfhart is fighting a Spellsinger of Life. He's not the best combatant, but he should be able to kill a Spellsinger. Then we got Techless and a Light Caster, and the Flamespire going up against the Strigoi. Strigoi's at full health. Here comes another hero to put a little extra damage in there. I think so many people are shy of using their casters in melee, but they always have 285 weapon strength. So if that connects, it can make a difference. It really can. So yeah, Techless is chasing after the Strigoi Vampire Lord, feeling emboldened by the fact that he is no longer a nerdy academic, but rather a savage duelist, and scaring the Strigoi Vampire Lord away, I guess. This Terrorgeist has reached his healing cap, and it's too early to call, guys. This is a really close game. Durthu is still very healthy. Smashing and bashing. Empire Knights are just trying to use the mass to pin him down. We've got Dragonback Slayers in here, responding to Durthu. He is taking some damage here, though, from the Dragonbacks, and he does have the caster here, but he doesn't have anything surrounding him, so he's fully surrounded here, and that damage is gonna add up. Here come the casters. I think these guys, I don't know if vampires went AFK or what, but they just kind of left Durthu out to dry here. They're not doing anything, and that's gonna probably end the game. I think vampires are AFK. I'm not really sure. But you can't just leave Durthu to fight like 2 Flamespires, all that cav, Ungrim and whatever, Gotrek, and not get any support from these guys for that period of time. Which is a shame, because this was a really close fight. And I like to see the treemen. Like so many people pick Glades as the Wood Elves. But I think with Durthu dead, we can probably call it. He's gonna get in there a nice little chop on Techless. The Flamespire gets the proc and goes back like 50% HP. I mean, props to these guys for keeping the balance bar close, considering that vampires are AFK, and I guess the Wood Elves maybe they resigned at the end there. So a bit of an anticlimactic finish, unfortunately, for that game. But up until that point, it was a very close game. And yeah, well played to both sides. Alright, so now we've got Six Path over here with Gorst versus Albi. He's going up against the XMD clan Mini Boris. Let's check this one out. So what do we got here? Oh, good old Gorst and a Vamp Caster, maybe for extra winds of magic, maybe for more summons, who knows. We've got, these guys are cool, they've got regen, I like them. Bretonians can bring fire damage, so that's an issue, but you still have shields on these guys, so even with the fire damage, you can block a decent amount of the shots. I don't know what, there's silver shields on the Graveguard, so they block, what is it, 50%? 55%? That's pretty good. So as long as you're facing the fire archers, you're going to block a lot of that. Banshee's the boss. Banshees are so cost effective. Okay, what do we got? Gorse. We've got the Graveguard summon. I like that. And then you got zombie summons on the other guy. So cool. Turn legal build from Six Path here. Terrorgeist up in the air. Fellbats and Black Knights on both sides. 4 Black Knights. And yeah, really nice balanced build from both sides. And I'm looking forward to seeing this one go down. Knights of the Lion-Hearted, Knights Errant over here. We got Bretonian Archers across the front, Knights Errant on the other side. Damsel of Life, and Alberic, yes. This is my boy. This is my favorite Bretonian Lord by far, Alberic. And he's got his trident now, so that's cool. These guys have also gotten in on the neon dance craze with their glow sticks. They're ready to party, drink some wine, and have a great night. And they already got their lady there. She's ready to dance too. On foot. I'm seeing this more and more often, Damsel of Life on foot, because I guess if you have a big monster, you kind of have to bumper car around Damsel for a long time. The only issue is, if you do this, it almost commits you to more of a defensive playstyle as Bretonnia, because if you want to chase with your Lord and your Cav and your other things, you can't chase too far, or else you're going to outrun your heal at some point in time, because she can't come with you. So it's good for keeping her alive. It's bad for chasing things. The other thing, I mean, there are certain factions too, like Greenskins. They can kind of pressure a front line really well, and against Greenskins, you might want to put her on a mount, because the Greenskins can kind of run over this front line, get on your caster really quickly. And there's other factions that can do that as well, maybe Norska. Vamps, not so much. Vamps tend to be a little bit slower, and honestly, she can just walk away from 90% of this front line, like the zombies and all that. You know, she'll just walk away. The only thing that's going to catch her is all the large, right? And her being on foot, like I said, she'll get bumper card from the large. Maybe Gorse could catch her, I'm not sure. Or the Necro, but they're not going to hit too hard. The Banshee could. She's got to watch out for the Banshee. I'm going to call this Banshee Casper. Did you ever watch Casper as a kid? Or like, did you hear of Casper? Is that a thing? Am I dating myself? Casper the Friendly Ghost? I don't know any other ghost. That's the only ghost I know is Casper. Okay, thanks for dropping it in the replay channel, Niels. I'll get to it after I get through the first list here. Alright, so Paladin is up here. He's going to be fighting the Terrorgeist. And we've got Bretonian Bowman in the back. So, alright, let's take a look at this tactically. What's going on? We've got the Archers in the back. They're trying to deal with these Fellbats early on. So if I'm Brettonia, I want to send these Battle Pilgrims after the Fellbats. They can clear them very well. Yeomen can also just lock up Fellbats pretty easily, and then you can pull back your Archers. But I'm not seeing any Yeomen supporting that. We do have a massive Cav fight over here, but we got 2 units of Cav supported by Spears versus 2 units of Cav supported by nothing. And then over here we've got a unit of Cav, 2 units of Cav versus Chaff. And a Vamp Lord. So I think that the flanks are going kind of in favor of the Vampires, honestly, because this is mostly disposable. Are we going to see the Trident go down from Alberic? Yeah, Trident goes down. Kind of a swing and a miss, in my opinion. I don't think it did too much there. Black Knights are going to come over here, and they're going to get the charge in on the Knights Errant, who are going to try and fall away. But if they fall too far back, then the Black Knights have the option of smacking the Archers. So I don't think they can go too far there. Of course, if they did hit the Archers, then they could be countercharged by the Knights. But yeah, look at over here. So this is why you always want to lead with your Anvil. The Spears are leading, and it made the difference in this fight. The Bretonnians are having to fall back and concede that flank. In the middle, the Terrorgeist is getting peppered by the Archer fire. So I think early game you want to keep your monsters kind of towards the flanks, so that it's harder to get focused fired by like a concave firing arc, or you want to keep them towards the back end. On the other hand, it is a Terrorgeist. It is going to be able to heal, so as long as it can fall back, it can heal up and be a factor late game. We did see Alberic diving in here, trying to do something. I'm not sure what. Maybe goon out Helmut Gorus or the other guy. But since they're on foot and he's on a big thing, kind of hard for him to do that. Banshee's there as well. Banshee going to work with this Paladin here. I think the Paladin wanted to be up in the air, probably chasing off this guy. And that would have been a great place for the Paladin to be, but he is just struggling to get out. He doesn't have a lot of mass on the Pegasus, so you got to be really, really careful if you're going to land him. He's great for patrolling the skies, but once he gets on the ground, it's a really hard time getting up in the air again. So think carefully before you land. Black Knights over here, they're going to charge into the Knights Errant. These are the Knights Errant with the magic damage, but Black Knights don't care too much. They're kind of disposable. 700 gold apiece. They're really... Black Knights and Crypt Horrors, I think are must-takes on the Vampire rosters. I have seen the high elves though. They have so much fire damage now that in that matchup, maybe you want to go with and single entity monsters. You might want to go with Blood Knight spam, but in most matchups, I think you can get by with Black Knights and Crypt Horrors. Um, so Bretonians, their front line's in shambles. They got a lot of stuff kind of retreating to the farmlands. They were not able to sort of keep these peasant bowmen firing here. Terrorgeist was able to heal up, and he's feeling confident. Albrecht is going after the Banshee, which is, see, like, you got two anti-large specialists, and they're going against the Banshee. Like, you could throw chaff at the Banshee and just ignore the Banshee. And like Albrecht and that other dude, they gotta be hunting the Terrorgeist and killing the Terrorgeist, ideally in the air, or just forcing the Terrorgeist to land, and then they can go kind of where they want. I don't think there's any way for the Bretonians to come back from this, so I'm gonna call this one here. Well played to Six Path, making Gorst shine like the creepy undead man that he is. And Albrecht, you're still the Chad, but you're not gonna win this one. Nice try, buddy. Let's go to the next one. Oh hey Botrix, hi Z-Melon. Casper, yay! Z-Melon knows what I'm talking about. Okay, I'm not alone. What didn't they? I wonder if they'll make a remake of that movie at some point in time. Probably not. Probably that's done and gone. I don't think he was that like compelling of a character that they'll need to make a remake. But who knows? I guess lesser things have been remade. So we got another game here. Mini Boris against Six Path again. Six Path playing the Empire. No, sorry, Six Path playing Bretonia, and Mini Boris playing the Empire. So the last one was a treat to watch. Let's see how this one goes. Six Path has got Mr. Lewin himself, the strongest Bretonian lord. Albrecht's the coolest, but Lewin is the strongest, just because of his regen. I should make a lord tier list at one point. I think this guy makes the top 5 probably, because of his healing, and I mean he's like Boris, and Boris is arguably the strongest Empire Lord. I mean, and Lewin, he's better at fighting than Boris. He's got more buffs, which is fair because like the Bretonian shooting is not as good as Empire. Like you have to remember like how the Lord fits in context with the rest of this army. Interestingly, Empire's brought Karl Franz though. Karl Franz is like pretty much a hard counter to a flying King Lewin Kerr. So this is cool. You got two Empire armies. Both of them have elected to going with like flying sort of griffin-y mounts. Look at how cool this chicken thing is. Oh my goodness. I wonder how much Colonel Sanders would pay to try and make some fried chicken out of that. He's got a tiger. Well, I don't know if tiger tastes good. Deep fried tiger. Who would line up to try that? I don't know. Maybe. Is this one a tiger too? He's hiding his tigerness with that armor in the back. What if you look from underneath? Can you see anything there? Can you see the tiger? Yeah, you can see the tiger, I think, a little bit. Anyway, we got Damsel of Life, 2 trips. Blessed are they. Peasant mob across the front line because, you know, what kind of Bretonian army would it be without some filthy peasants? We got Knights Errant. Interestingly, both Six Path and this other guy, I forget his name, brought the Knights Errant as the staples on the Bretonian roster. Knights Errant are kind of like the Bretonian version of the Black Knights. They're kind of that low tier 700 gold type of cavalry that are mostly disposable, but they force your opponent to think about stuff. So yeah, Empire, they got spears. I mean, you pretty much always see them on the Empire roster. They have demis, 2 units of demis over here, and we got Empire Knights and some Outriders, which is an interesting choice. I guess they're gonna try and shoot the flying cavalry. We got Peg Knights. They could shoot the Peg Knights. That would be cool. But they don't have a light caster, so that's why I mean, I don't know. Bretonia is a very mobile faction. I think the Outriders could have some trouble getting in the shots that they need to get in. They're also not using their distance properly. They're kind of moving together. They need to split. You see how they're running backwards together? I think they need to run in two. They got to split. One go here, one go here. Then you create the firing arc, and then you can maybe get some pot shots in on the Peg Knights. They're gonna tap them though a little bit. Peg Knight's gonna fall back, but nothing too concerning just yet. Field Treb's going to work. No Empire cannons, so Empire has to be the aggressors. I don't know if they've realized that yet. I guess the Bretonians, they figured they'd be fine with the peasant mob against the Empire, because Empire, I mean, they tend to go cheap on their infantry, and it's usually spears, it's usually chaff, and like it's not going to be super punishing, I guess, for the peasant mob. So you can probably get by with peasant mob in this matchup against Empire. You're probably not gonna see flagellants against Bretonia. Great swords. I mean, one unit of great swords could probably kill an entire Bretonia front line if you did want to bring them. I mean, it'd be totally viable. Why not? Okay, so yeah, I mean, really conservative play from the Empire here. I'm a bit surprised, to be honest. I mean, I don't know. He's just content to take shots to the face from the field trebs so far. He's screening though. He's keeping his unit formation really tight. Like it's good. Clearly, he's not a new player. Like he hasn't got caught out of position yet with the Outriders. He's keeping his army like intact and moving it together. So that's good. But he's lost almost. I mean, he still has the unit models, I think, but he's lost half a unit of Sigmar Sons, and the front lines haven't reached yet. He's pushing. He's pushing slowly. So yeah. Very disciplined, but look at all the map control that Six Path has, right? Like, map control does matter, because if you control the map, you are pressuring the flanks. You've got opportunities to come in and hit things. And Six Path, this is his map right now. The Empire, they don't have much map control. They got a little death ball pocket, and they're starting to clump up a bit here. And I think they're trying to push towards the artillery. We'll see if they get there. Outriders going into melee. They're going to charge these peasant mob. A little touch and go, but again, they're balling up. I mean, you could have had one unit charge this, one unit charge this, or maybe slip the gap. And this is trouble. Are they going to get charged? Knights Errant going to go in here. A little bait and switch there, so the Outriders pull out, the demis go in, so the Knights Errants get tagged with the demis. 2 units of demis commit though, and the demis are just kind of outnumbered here. 2 units of demis, but then they gotta tag like what, 4 units of Knights Errant, plus they gotta deal with the Peg Knights, they gotta deal with King Lewin. So there's a lot of cavalry that these demis have got to deal with. And surprisingly, it says that they're losing here. I don't really understand that. These ones aren't losing. But the trebuchets are pounding in on these guys. We've got 3 units of knights balled up here, and they are taking hits from the Blessed Field trebuchets. So a losing fight for these Knights of the Lion-Hearted, but them plus the Peg Knights are buying time. And you see the Demigraph models are getting chipped down. The Outriders and Spears and Silver Bullets just got completely smashed over here. If you are going to bring the Silver Bullets, maybe go with a light. Well, I don't know, actually. I was going to say maybe bring in that, but honestly, the Jade, this is viable. I mean, I've used Karl Franz, Jade Wizard, and Silver Bullets before. It's been very effective. Lewin beats Franz? Are you kidding me? In a straight-up 1v1? I would be shocked. I would be shocked if that was true. I think Lewin could cycle charge and heal and stuff, but I don't think anyone's touching Franz in this. Well, not this guy. He's not touching Franz a straight 1v1. Maybe Albert could give him a go. I'm not sure, but I still think Franz would come out on top. Do not sleep on Franz. He's a bad dude. Oh my god, I kicked my cord. I'm lucky I didn't pull the power out of my computer. Anyway, Peg Knights chasing Karl Franz. Yeah, that was rough. I don't know. I mean, maybe Lewin did win that fight. But Franz is gone. Franz is gone. Empire's gone. There's nothing left here. Look at these traps online the whole game. No backline pressure from the Empire. They didn't bring any Pistoliers. I don't think the Outriders were a good choice in this matchup, if I can be perfectly honest. They didn't really. I mean, unless you have a net. If you bring a net, maybe you can net the Flyers and then shoot them. But the Flyers are fast enough to catch your Outriders. So you're not going to outrun them. And Bretonia has tons of cav that can screen the Outriders. So, I mean, he could have had an extra unit of demis for that, or he could have had just five, 4 or 5 units of light cav that could have shut down these trebs, and he could have thrown the pistoliers into melee to shut down the breath blessed field trebs. They would have been much better. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So I'm gonna call this one. We're going on to the next one. Wow. Okay. So if Lewin can actually beat Franz, as Nameless seems to think, and I trust him. He knows his game. He watches a lot of casts. That's impressive. All right. So we got Greenskins versus Tomb King against Kafka. So I think I might have cast this one before, but supposedly there's a problem with the replay file, so I'm going to try it again. And maybe it'll work this time. I think it was because it was in beta patch or something before, so maybe it's going to work now. We'll see. We got Gobbles on the spiders with the poisons. This guy, I love this unit. I still think he's like possibly the best unit in the Greenskin roster. It's just so versatile. It gives you terror. It gives you like 6 extra summons, which are super fast and have poison. It can let you dual large things, anchors your front line. Now you got the Black Orc Big Boss who just gives you all that more. So cool stuff. And then, oh my goodness. Somebody needs to renew their gym membership, I think. And yes, I am talking about myself. Just kidding. My gym's not open right now. It's closed because of Corona. But hey, maybe one day I will get back in shape. We'll see. Tomb Scorpions are over here. They've elected to paint themselves pink and blue because they are ready for a baby shower, I guess. I don't know. And then here come the Shopti, ready to shoot things. And there's Bowman. And I don't see much else over here. That's it. It's a 1v1. Wake up. So Spears have taken control of the woods here. That's nice. You always want to sort of control the woods if you can and then push out from there. So I do like the positioning of Six Path. I do think the map is doing him some favors here. I think whoever deploys on this side of the map, on this map, I think has a tactical advantage. Although you can argue that there's a really nice defensive pocket here. Sometimes you see people put artillery here, and then they put the defensive pocket around here, but then your front line is going to be exposed. Whereas here, you can put your front line in the defensive pocket. You can have stuff shooting from back here, or you sometimes see people corner on the far side. But I think this is, if you ask me, this is the strongest side of the map, but we'll see. We got Archon over here. He's going to Spirit Leech, the Great Goblin Shaman, I would assume. There it is. So if you see Archon, you probably want to recognize that. You are fast enough to kite him. You probably shouldn't allow him to get in range to Spirit Leech you if you're on top of your micro. I know in the heat of the battle, there's always so much going on, so it's hard to be aware of everything, but yeah. Skelly Archer shooting in here on the Forest Goblin. Spider Riders, Archers, man, they got the FGs, the Forest FGSRAs. Man, I gotta come up with an acronym. That's just too many words for me to say for one unit. That's 5 words for one unit. You make up your mind. You get 1, maybe 2 words tops. Five words to describe one unit is too much. Arc on the Black over here. I don't know what he's doing. He's just having a day. Well, here's the thing though. I'm guessing the River Hag has Spirit Leech as well. Yeah, so I didn't catch it, but maybe Six Path has been counter Spirit Leeching Arc in the Black, and because Arc is taking a lot of damage here. So maybe he went up and traded, like he dropped the Spirit Leech on the Great Goblin Shaman, and then the River. Is this another fight? No, Giant River Troll Hag. Four words. The Giant River Troll Hag probably dropped a couple Spirit Leeches on him. Oh, here comes something else nasty headed his way. Oh no, it's probably Snipes. Yeah, it's like Vindictive Glare Snipes on Archon. Yeah, look at the damage from the Vindictive Glare. So good. So good against Tomb Kings. Against Tomb Kings, you can definitely snipe their leadership. 100%. They don't have very much counterplay to that. It does force them to be a little bit more aggressive. Most Tomb King players want to play defensively because that's kind of how the toolkit of the Tomb King roster works. Aside from if you run that sub-faction with the Crypt Ghouls, they can play a little bit more offensively, but yeah. So Six Path pushing off to the flanks. He's going to try and see if he can get some shots into the rears. And he is. These guys are going to reposition. Form up ranks. More shots going into Arkan. Some of the shots have been obstructed by the Tomb Guard, though, so they're not being clear shots across the board. Fast forward just a tad here. We got the River Troll Hag pushing up to the middle. She's going to get hit by the Tomb Scorpion, and actually she broke really fast, so I guess leadership is an issue with her. These Ushapti Great Bow are almost certainly shooting at her. They are. But she did get another cheeky Spirit Leech off on him, and as long as she doesn't get sniped, which she might, she's kind of low in health. 400, she should be able to heal and come back. Ragnarok Queen is just being patient, waiting for the late game. Maybe she'll come back. More shots from the Great Goblin Shaman in on Arkan the Black. He's really low here. And Tomb Scorpion, Black Orc Big Boss, Great Goblin Shaman are here. Nasty Shulkers, they'll do okay as long as they don't Terror Road against the Tomb Scorpion. They do have decent AP. And the Snare, which is nice. The attack animations of the Tomb Scorpion are a big deal, though. So having the mass of the Black Orc Big Boss to anchor the Tomb Scorpion in place and prevent him from doing super crazy attack animations makes it a little bit easier for the Nasty Skulkers to get us around and start doing some hits. Here comes another Vindictive Glare. Gonna tag Arkan the Black again. Arkan the Black is on life support now, 230 HP. He's gonna fall back. And yeah, we got spears and stuff over here. Black Orc Big Boss doing work on the Tomb Scorpion, chopping it up. It's down to about half HP and falling back. Second Tomb Scorpion coming over here. I guess to try and 2v1 the Black Orc Big Boss, not sure. He's being shot, but he's tanky. He's got shields and all that stuff. 110 armor. That's what I'm talking about. And a 55% block chance with his shield. Ragnarok still in the back here. Great Goblin Shaman has been probably sniped by the Ushapti Great Bow, that's my guess. And it looks like they are pushing towards the Great Goblin Shaman, but he's going to fall back to the trees. And here comes the Ragnarok Spider. But yeah, a lot of Tomb King stuff still left on the board here. I definitely do remember casting this replay before, but the file was supposedly broken, so this should be the better file. So I should see the actual true outcome of the battle, I would hope. So we'll see if this ends up differently. So here comes the Ragnarok. She's going to get in on the Tomb Scorpion. I think she's going to win that fight. The Tomb Scorpion plus the Black Orc Big Boss should be able to kill the Tombs. The Ragnarok plus the Black Orc Big Boss should be able to kill the Tomb Scorpion, so long as it does get shot by the Ushapti Great Bow. The Ushapti Great Bows to switch their attention onto the Ragnarok, which is not a bad choice if they had full ammo, but I think they're better off using their ammunition against the Great Goblin Shaman at this point in the game. Nasty Skulkers are going to come over here and try and sort of rescue, I guess, the Shaman, who was about to get full surrounded by the Horse Archers, but counterplay here from the Tomb King player with the nice Ushapti summon. I guess he's committed to sort of trying to kill this Great Goblin. These guys are going to be able to do it in time, though. There is some green skin support there. I think the Shaman's going to escape. Tomb Scorpion's falling back. This is a nice little answer to the Tomb Scorpion of the combo of Skulkers, Spears, and the Ragnarok. Unfortunately, these guys do Terror Route, so that's rough. But yeah, everything's falling into the back here. Black Orc Big Boss, another chaff. His leadership being a big deal here, stabilizing the leadership of the Forest Goblin Spider Riders. He does have that immune to psychology buff, which is going to keep these guys fighting, where normally they would have run away. You did see them waver there. These guys do cause fear, so definitely I think this guy, the Black Orc Big Boss, does have some teeth in the match against Undead. But look at all this backline. Still so much left for the Tomb Kings. But at this point, I think you got to commit to spears. I mean, there's no sense in keeping them back here. What are you protecting? Like Skelly Archers with 10% ammo? I mean, maybe. But you still got these guys. You got the Tomb Scorpion. Like in a pinch, they could deal with most things. So the Tomb Kings are going to advance here. They're going to see what they can do. Black Orc Big Boss has been wrapped up by some spears. Where's the Goblin Lord? He's over here. Great Goblin Shaman, still alive. Pretty low. He's able to pop another Wog. Balance bar even. A lot is resting on the Ragnarok and the Black Orc Big Boss to kind of carry this fight late game. And I think they can do it. It looks like Arc on the Black is... I'm apologies for missing it, but I'm guessing he did get sniped off the map from the Great Goblin Shaman. Or got cut out some other way. If Six Path is here, please feel free to correct me, but I do see things are starting to look bleak for the Tomb Kings here. The Skelly Spheres, Ushapti, and Tomb Scorpion are gonna have to try and bring down the Ragnarok, I guess. But there's still enough chaff, like just enough chaff that the spears can be kind of held at bay, I think, while the big guys do the hard work over here. Oh, we'll see. I'm gonna fast forward a little bit. I can see the balance of power starting to creep a little bit in favor of greenskins. The archers have run out of ammunition, which for the Ragnarok spider is like payday. She's, that's kind of her Achilles heel, and if you can sort of bait out the ammunition early game, save her for late game, she is a win condition. She's like a Mortis engine or other things. She will carry late game with her ability to cause terror. I mean, terror not an issue against undead, but yeah, I mean, late game, she's an absolutely monstrous combatant, literally, and yeah, just smashing everything, causing it to crumble out. There's one last unit of spears back here. I thought I saw the Blessed Legion somewhere here, but yeah. This is, yeah, that's the Blessed Legion, but they're archers out of ammo, and it's just a scrap. Like, it's good old greenskin scrap, how they like it. There's the last, I think, volleys of ammunition. And Arachnar, ooh, she's wavering. She is fighting against spears, don't forget. But yeah, Black Orc Big Boss, again, that leadership, so important there. You did see the Ragnarok waver. It almost broke, and had it broke, Skelly could have pulled it back. I don't know. These Ushapti, maybe they needed to be used over here. If they could have done a bit of damage, they could have finished it, but yeah. Ark can crumble due to sniping. Yeah, I saw him get down to about 200 HP, so that would make sense. So well played to Kafka. He's a good player, and maybe the games I casted earlier with him didn't do him justice. There were some questionable plays, but I think maybe the replay files were broken because they were running the beta patch and I wasn't. So that could have been it. So apologies to Kafka if I made any questionable comments about your playing abilities. All right, we got Menace up next. 3 games with Menace, going up against Sleeping. Actually, you know what? Yeah, we'll do Ninos at the end because I have a replay from him. So Menace, he is playing the Chevalier de Lyonesse with Sleeping Druid, who I do not know, going up against Hugo as Greenskins and Tanker playing Norska. I'm assuming this is Tanker, not someone who just happens to have the same name as him. There are other YI otters out there, so hey. All right. I do like to see Rapunzel get some play. She gets overshadowed by some of the other lords, but she's not bad. She's not bad. She's just not like OP like other lords are. There is a definite drop off if you're playing Rapunzel. All right, so we do have the Paladin here, Guerrero Leak, and Knights Errants on the flanks. Defenders Fleur de Lis. Knights. Yeah, but so it's double Bretonia versus Greenskin Norska. Good stuff. Skirmishers over here pushing up on the flanks. They're going to get screened out by Gobbo Spears. Charges coming in here from Knights Errant, but very nice play there to sort of slow down their movement speed early on with what's that spell called? I can't remember. I think it's Gorgle Fix It or Monkle Fix It or whatever. Yeah, minus 48 speed. Minus 48% charge speed, so they're just kind of like, nope, you're not going to charge me, and it worked, mostly. I mean, the goblins still died because they're goblins, but they didn't take as much damage as I guess they otherwise would. Goblins over here pushing up, Spear-at-Arms going to try and tag with them. The Men-at-Arms were pushing towards them, but a nice little swerve at the last second there for the Greenskins to avoid the Men-at-Arms with swords and go in on the spears. These guys could charge, get in a rear charge there on the Goblos if they wanted to. Skinwolves over here fighting. This is a fast battle. I might have to slow this down. There's too much going on. Skinwolves tagging the Knights Errant, getting a really nice rear charge. And then we've got Royal Hippos and other things going in here on the Giant, I guess, trying to bail out Alberic, who's taking an absolute beating early on. Wow, that is way too early to lose your Lord. The Giant has been smashing him. We do have Curse of the Bad Moon going down here. Left flank getting pushed very, very hard for Norskin and Greenskins, and I do think we're going to start to see a lot of these Javelins and Goblin Archers get just smashed by all of that cavalry. There's one unit of Skinwolves, armored Skinwolves in reserve, and a unit of Spears, but that's a lot of work for them to deal with. Alberic, has he kicked the bucket? No, he's fallen back. He's able to, I don't know, he's not really healed, I guess, but he's strong enough to take out a chariot, and that's what he's going to do for now. And then we got all of this infantry and stuff over here, taking some shots from the fire damage, I guess. I don't know if they're trying to shoot the skin wolves, but they're hitting other stuff. Marauder Chieftain is on foot. He's healthy. He's happy. He's good. Chariot's stuck in here. And then, is that Grimgor? Yeah, Grimgor. He's probably the one who punked Alberic early on. So we'll see if that's the end of the story or if there's more to be written in that tale. Marauder Icewolf Chariot is causing issues for the Bretonnian Bowmen, but there are 3 of them, and the Chariot can only be on one of the 3 at a time, so it's getting shot by the other 2 while that's happening. Hippos are in here with the Black Orc Big Boss and Spears and Grimgor, and I think Greenskins are probably okay with that fight. Alberic's over here with the Paladin going after the Giant, I think. Maybe he didn't learn his lesson the first time. The Giant hits hard, man. Do not sleep on the Giant. Look at this guy. 66 melee attack with the Wog, 600 weapon strength. Man, if he hits Alberic, that's good night, Alberic. It looks like he's got to cleave through some stuff before he gets there. He's kind of whacking on this Grail Relic right now, I guess. But if he can get over to Alberic, that's good night. Meanwhile, look at all this Bretonnian cavalry in the back, getting some nice charges in here. That flank had predictably collapsed over here. We did see some, I guess, reconsolidation over with Mr. Grimgor himself and the Black Orc Big Boss, but it looks like the Norskins and Greenskins have regrouped. We are seeing some spears now locking up the cavalry. The cavalry is getting a little bit too balled up here, and they're starting to get chipped down by all these spears. Look, losing decisively. These guys losing, not able to push into the Goblin Archers. The Marauder Ice Wolves are probably just being used sacrificially for the snare to keep the knights locked into the spears. So really atrocious fight here for Rapunzel and her Paladin and co. Alberic, though, man, he needs a heal so badly. I mean, this is really brave plays with Alberic. He is being shot by the Norskins and by the Greenskins, and I think he's gonna die. I think this is it. 52 HP, 48. He's getting. I think he's gonna heal. Man, why don't they finish Alberic? Why are they shooting at Henri? There we go. Alberic's down. But yeah, you need a life caster for Alberic. If you give me Alberic, I mean, a life caster is an auto pick. Black Orc Big Boss and Grimgor are just laughing at these hippos. It's like the worst place for the hippos to be probably on the map. I know you want to kill Greenskin leadership, but those guys are pretty well suited to fighting that. Paladin is trying against the Giant, but the Giant's not having that. Did you see him just like chunk this guy's? Oh my god. 2 swings, Paladin was done. Yeah, Paladin is brave, but you usually want to kite Giants. I know it's anti-large and all that, but Giants, they just do so much damage. 600 weapon damage with AP and really high melee attack. They're gonna beat the snot out of Paladins. You don't want that fight if you got a Paladin. Just kite them, shoot the Giant, or 2v1 the Giant, or full surround the Giant or something, but you don't want to duel a Giant. Rapunzel is fully surrounded here. I don't think she has the mass to get out. Henri's stuck in here as well. He's getting fully surrounded. I don't think he's gonna get smashed. The so-called lowly Marauder Chieftain, not afraid to challenge Henri, I guess. And the Wolf Chariots are being used to pin Henri with their snare, but they do sort of have a weakness of heart and run away because of the terror of Henri, which is unfortunate for Norska because you had a chance to maybe keep him stuck on the ground there with all the skin wolves and spears and other things. But yeah, I mean, this damsel didn't really heal Alberic from what I could tell, and he needed that like really, really badly. I don't know if there was a second damsel. There should have been. Oh, look at this awakening of the wood. Oh my god, that's savage. Well, she's like, I'll show you, Otter. So, I mean, it's not like she did nothing. I guess she just wanted to burn the last winds of magic that she had here before she got smashed here. But yeah, she picked up 90 kills there and did a lot of HP damage. Repellent's actually stabilized. And all of that broke. So that awakening of the woods, absolutely savage. It wrecked like 5 units of spears. And all of a sudden, the situation that was really dire for the Bretonnians is stabilized. And I think like just too much with I guess commit here, and the awakening of the wood caught people off guard. Like a lot of times people see a life caster, they don't expect to see a vortex spell, but don't sleep on awakening of the wood. It's a very strong spell, and if you bring it, it can do damage. So the hippos I think are done. The giant took a lot of damage from the archer fire over here. But Balance Bar is starting to stabilize a little bit. A nice charge there on the Marauder Chieftain. He gets terrified. I think he could go down from this. And then you got to deal with Norska terror issues. I mean, if you got mostly chaffy Marauders, chariots, skirmishers, sort of, and wolves. I mean, these guys are already wavering as it is. So if the Lord dies, I mean, kiss them goodbye. They're just not having it. Repentance is decently healthy. Giant continues to be shot over here. The Goblin Wolf archers. I'm going to try and shut them down. Black Grimgore. He's over there. Black Orc Lives Matter movement. Grimgore is pushing to the edge of the map. He's just decided to be a one-man army and abandoned pretty much everything else at this point. There's a Night Goblin Shaman here. I wonder if he has Vindictive Glare. He does. So maybe he can snipe out Henri Le Massif. I haven't seen any Vindictive Glares go down. Maybe I haven't been paying close enough attention. But yeah, I think this is starting to go in favor of Bretonnia. Even though Balance Bar is like still wildly in favor of Greenskins, I think it's just because of the giant. And if they can kill all of this over here, and then deal with the giant at the end, I think Bretonnia can win it. And I think the giant's got to hustle and get back here with his troops. Like he needed to be in there with the Marauder Chieftain to use his mass, and then he could have done the damage instead of like balling up a whole bunch of infantry, and then you wouldn't have taken the hit from the awakening of the wood. So yeah, there's some snipes in on Rapon, so I'm going to fast forward. This looks like a little bit of jockeying for position here. Maybe a regroup for a heal from the Damsel of Life. Probably she has a little bit of Winds of Magic left. I'm expecting it to go now. There it is. Just a little Earthblood action. Going to help the balance of power just a little bit. The screen from the goblins is going to kind of show and go there. And then a big charge getting into the ice chariots and other things. And all that's going to break soon, I guess. The spears were a little bit late to the party. All right, here's the big all-in, but the giant's not there. The giant needed to be there on that all-in. He's coming, but by the time he gets there, everything I think is going to be broken off. Don't forget, terror is a big deal. Well, here comes the giant. Well, maybe. Maybe it's not too late. He does put a smashing on that paladin. Henri Le Massif just got whacked by the giant. And that did hit the balance power really badly. Oof. Is there another, like, oh yeah, Rapunzel just did an explosion, but she's going to get beat on by the giant. Yeah, giant could carry it here. Giant could go hard with his monster steps. Rapunzel, she's done. That's it. Giant carries it. So 5 chevrons on the giant, absolutely awesome. Very nice stuff. Well played to Tanker too, and Menace. That was a fun game to watch. All right, we got a 1v1 between Menace and Tanker. We are seeing the Night Goblin Shaman get a lot of play in these casts. All right, we got Boris up in the air, a Firecaster, and cavalry on the flanks, and a lot of stuff balled up over here in the woods. I'm guessing that's setting up for Trixie Traps. These guys are hidden. I mean, they're already hidden because woods. Oof, Burning Head right across the front line. Kills 2 units of goblins right away. You got to be careful about the balling, especially if you see a Bright Wizard. I like the spacing of the Empire player. He's got really good map control. Greenskins are a little bit too clustered in the woods, in my opinion. So I like the Empire army as well. So this is a map. Anything over here in this swamp area is going to favor large units or aquatic units. Everything on this side of the map is going to favor infantry. So Greenskins electing to go infantry heavy. They're trying to take this side of the map and push through the woods. Empire's trying to basically bait the Greenskins out of the woods and into the swamps. But if you're in the woods, you got the high ground too. So we'll see. Is that Boris? Yeah, it is. It is Boris. Boris is really hard for Greenskins to deal with because they don't have the best AP shooting. They don't have very good mobile flying lords. So unless you could just overrun everything else on the Empire roster, like Boris, he's kind of got a free ticket. Like there's nothing that's going to kill him in the air. Maybe Azeg could do it, but Azeg's going to be shot while he's chasing Boris, and Boris is like basically immune to shooting from the Greenskins, so it's not really a fair fight, I guess. Yeah. So Pistoliers on things, a lot of skirmish cav here, and like I said, you're seeing all of the Empire just trying to lure the Greenskins away from the woods and having success. Gobble's not braced here. They're going to take a hit from the Reiksguard. I don't think they have charge. Do they have charge defense? They don't. They don't even have charge defense, so it doesn't matter. I don't even know why they don't have anti-large and they don't have charge defense, so I mean, are they even spears? You be the judge. So the question is, has the Empire gone too elite though? Like, 2 units of spears in an entire army is not a lot of infantry. And Greenskins do have a decent amount of chaff. They can soak up a lot of bullets, I guess, because I mean, these guys are disposable. 300 gold. What is this? Reiksguard, Outriders. Reiksguard could just charge that probably, but Savage Orcs are nearby. Yeah, I guess they could do some damage. So Empire's just trying to fall back. Boris getting tagged a little bit here. He probably doesn't care. All right, here come the spears, because the Empire's falling back, but they're starting to run out of map control. Well, I don't know if that's true. Where's the edge of the map on this? I don't even see the edge of the map, but they're falling back anyways. Greenskins are definitely on the offensive here. They do have poison though. I mean, Greenskins, these guys 400 gold with poison, they can deal with skirmish cav pretty well. If you want to play the skirmish cav game, Greenskins can do it with the best of them, but the life caster is able to interrupt here. I don't know why you bring a life caster if you have Boris. It seems like a complete waste of points to me. I mean, Boris doesn't need healing. So what are you healing? Really, I don't your skirm cav? You're gonna regrowth your skirm cav? You're gonna regrowth your fire caster? What are you regrowthing? The steam tank? Okay, I can see that. I can see you regrowthing a steam tank. Steam tank can cause Greenskins issues. The Night Goblin War Boss is on it though. He doesn't have AP or anti-large. I don't know if you could. I don't think you could kill the steam tank. I don't know what's going to kill the steam tank, if I can be perfectly honest. It could be an issue. Orc Boar Boy Biggins, they do have pretty good AP. Yeah, Empire's running out of real estate though. I just see them falling back again and again. Boris is trying to interrupt. Steam tank is here. Steam tank's gonna start taking some damage here. It's full HP, but Empire probably kind of wants that, to be honest. I mean, that's why they have the Jade Wizard to heal the steam tank, and steam tank has tons of armor. 160 to be specific. Yeah. Empire Knights are going down. Fast forward a little bit here. Boris gets hit with a fungi. That fungi is so strong, and I think it's balanced. I mean, people don't like it and they think it's imbalanced. I actually really do like it because the Greenskins don't have access to all these flying lords like other factions do. They don't have the best anti-air shooting. I, I, I think it makes it much more fair for the Greenskins, and I do think there is counterplay to the fungi. Um, you know, it only activates if you've taken a certain amount of damage. You have to be close. This guy's on foot. Like, there's a lot of things that have to be in place in order for that fungi to go off. And yeah, a lot of cycle charging from the Empire. They're just trying to create space for these guns to do some work. But every time they cycle charge, they're losing a few of their number. I think that fungi went off. I don't think it had an effect though, because he probably didn't have enough HP damage. But yeah, Steam Tank's starting to take some damage. Boris is trying to like rear charge and break things, but he's not having much success here. It's just the green tide right now, just kind of overrunning things. Goblin Wolf Riders are trading shots here with Outriders. Grenade launchers, they're going to lose that decisively over here, but like, I do think the Steam Tank's going to go down, and there's stuff that's going to regroup. I mean, Empire probably should have, like, a lot of people bring the Fireball or the Burning Head. Burning Head's good. Like, a Burning Head right now would be devastating. But I don't know. Did you need the Peg? I'm not sure. There's another fungi that did nothing because I don't think it had taken enough damage. Maybe it could have been used on the Steam Tank instead. I'm not sure. But yeah, maybe you just want to Fireball the Night Goblin War Boss. Are we going to see another Burning Head go down? Like, I don't know. Has he used all of his Winds of Magic? I feel like the Bright Wizard should be able to do more to deal with this. Like, if you hit a Burning Head or some Fireballs and then you follow it with a rear charge from Boris, I mean, you can break that. But if you don't combo like a leadership debuff with a rear charge like that, you see how low they got and the Terrified. If that was timed with a Burning Head, they're gonna break, and then you start potentially a chain route. Like, yeah, there's a second unit that's strutting. I don't know. Lifecaster coming over here. He's gonna probably heal the Steam Tank. Yeah, looks like Greenskins are in trouble here. So mass skirmishers, the Empire and Boris, just too much for the Greenskins to deal with. I think Boris is just like, he's just on his own. He's like super strong. He's definitely in the top 5 Lord list, I think. But against Greenskins especially, he's so hard for Greenskins to deal with. So well played. I think Tanker was playing Greenskins on this one, yeah. Oh yeah, so Menace came out on top with this one with the Mass Skirmcav, some interrupts, heals, and Boris. So well played to both players. And we got one more. I'm starting to run out of gas here. I might take a break. I'm gonna skip this one because I'm tired and for no other reason. I'm gonna show Nameless's game because I promised I would show that one. So let me just download that real quick. I'll get that up and then we will we'll call it a day. 1 second here. Replays. No, I don't see it. If he sent it to me, I'm not seeing it. So we're gonna call it a day for this cast. Thank you for watching. If you did watch, I hope you enjoyed, and I'm sure I'll be back with more soon. Okay, bye.